I'm Doug from 10 Minute Amiga Retrocast, and welcome to another episode of the ChickenHead Chronicles. This week we're going to do a special unboxing video. See, back late last year, maybe mid last year, I was talking to my good friend Paulee Alex Bow. You can see the picture right there. If you don't follow Paulee and listen to the work that she creates, you need to do it. This stuff is awesome. Paulee was the winner of last year's Amiga Art Contest in the music category with an incredible edition of Wicked Game, which here's a little blurb of it right here. I'll have a link to Paulee's YouTube channel, which has the full YouTube video right there. You guys just have to watch it. It knocks my socks off. I listen to it even to this day. So, Paulee's a musician. She's got a really cool band group, I guess you could call them. I can't say it. I can't say it live on the station, but look at the link in my description because the name is hilarious. And also a new one called Vogue Renege, where Paulee does a lot of work with like computers and computer synthesizers, including the Amiga synthesizer. Look for the links in the description for Paulee's music. It's just absolutely incredible. So what we decided is that she was going to send me some really cool Commodore stuff, Commodore 64 stuff that from back in the day, in exchange for a Blue Ribbon Soundworks Zorro card that I have, which will be winging its way to her quite soon here. But today, we want to open up the box that Paulee sent me a few weeks ago and see what goodies lie within. Speaking of goodies lying within, I also wanted to mention huge, absolutely huge congratulations to Paulee and Paulee's wonderful wife, Rebecca. They're expecting their first child. There's some pictures that Paulee posted on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, and here's the pictures. I think you can see where the child maybe gets some of its genetics from. Love you, Paulee, and I'm so happy for you and Rebecca. Just absolutely head over heels happy for you guys. But enough jibber jabber. Let's jump right in and take a look at what's in this box. Take a peek. Wow, that's a big one. That is so cool, and I am so thrilled. Now, as a lot of you know, Paulee is over in Britain, and in Britain, Commodore 64s used a lot of tapes, where here in the United States, we were probably about 90% disk drives with Commodore 64s after about 1984. We never bothered with tape drives again. Everything was 1541. But this is going to be, from what I understand, a bunch of tapes. Let's get the box open and take a peek. Now, I know there's nothing quite as stimulating as the sound of bubble wrap and tape opening on an unboxing video. And I know you guys we're all thrilled to hear that, but I thought I'd cut away to getting to the insides here and avoid some of that annoying noise. And let's open our first little section here and see what kind of goodies we have. And oh my goodness, look at this stuff that Paulee sent. This is literally like 10 times as much as I expected. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and unseal all of these beautifully wrapped bubble wraps here, so you don't have to listen to the AMSR of bubble wrap here, although I know you all want to hear me pop some bubbles. Oh my goodness, this is the kind that doesn't pop well. Well, that's no fun at all. I want poppy bubble wrap. Oh wow, so this is sealed package number 1, Phase HQ by Ocean. And see, all of these are nice and intact. They have the original tapes in them. They have the original manuals where possible. That is absolutely cool. Who's this? What's this? Green Lantern, Iron Man? I don't remember. Just kidding, it's Batman. This is an absolute legend on the Amiga, of course. And also, I understand the Commodore 64 version was actually quite good. I've never actually played it. I'm looking forward to playing that. And it also is intact with the instructions in Francais. I'm sure they have the English ones on here too. Operation Thunderbolt by Ocean. That looks awesome. Another classic, Turbo Outrun by Sega. Black Tiger. You know, some of these old games, they did such a poor job of picking fonts. I mean, now that picture's awesome, but sometimes I pick up some of these games and I look at the font they use for the title and I'm like, I can't even read that. I have to spend 3 minutes just trying to interpret what they say. But that's a really, really cool cover on there. Black Tiger. Midnight Resistance. I'm seeing a pattern with a bunch of Ocean games on here. That looks brilliant. Who can forget good old Frogger? Now, I don't know. No, I would say this is probably not an original Frogger game. I'd say that this is a kind of a Frogger clone, because I do not see the manufacturer's actual logo on there. Now, who are you going to call here? I think we all know who we're going to call. And this is an absolute classic on every platform it appeared on. I've played this on the Commodore 64. I played this on the Atari 2600. And it's brilliant. Never played the tape version, but look forward to trying it. Another Outrun. Outrun Start is what this one is. That looks really awesome right there. Power Drift. All right, maybe Vin Diesel's in this one. Here's another one where you look at the font and you're like, huh? Wait, what does it say? Oh, it says Go Crazy. This one has several games on it. It's got Desolator, okay. Sidearms, Bedlam, Shackled, Jinx, and Bad Cat. Wow, check that out. So these are possibly maybe double-sided tapes. Yep, each of these tapes is double-sided. So you flip it over and you get to the other game. That is cool. And lastly from this batch, this is Wheels of Fire, which I honestly have never heard. Oh, it's got multiple driving games. That's what it is. Turbo Outrun, Phase 5, Hard Driving, Power Drift. Okay, so this is the one that came with a bunch of these different games right on it. That is really cool. Now here, we've got oodles and oodles of tapes, each in their individual little original tape. The Kickstart 2. Oh, Blasteroids. I love that one. I've got that on the Amiga. This is a classic. I'm sure it's going to be great for the Commodore 64 too. Now, honestly, I've never played a Dizzy game in my life. I know he's an egg. I know it was real popular in Europe. Never played a Dizzy game. Looking forward to it. Double Dragon, of course. Spy Hunter. Absolutely a classic one right there. More Dizzy. This version of Batman I did have on my Amiga also. Absolutely loved it. Played it for hours. Never beat the game. Looking forward to trying it on the C64. And Ferrari and a couple miscellaneous ones. Ooh, there we go. Golden Axe. Another one I've never played on the C64. That's going to be awesome. Oh, now looky here. We've got a couple of C2N 1530 data sets too. These are incredibly reliable. I've got one for my VIC-20. I've got one for my PET. This is going to be a nice addition to my Commodore 64C. There are two of them here, so I'll get these disassembled and cleaned, make sure the belts are okay. I think I have some replacement belts for these, but very reliable. And look at this gem right here, a Commodore 64 light gun. This is called the Cheetah, and also called the Defender 64. So it's a light gun for certain Commodore 64 games. I'll have to identify which games use it, and we'll give this little guy a try and see if the light gun works. I've got plenty of monitors it should work with. I think they'll work just fine with a 1702 or the 1802 up there. Now this next batch has some really, really awesome stuff in it. We've got some skating games. Oh, Paperboy, that's an absolute classic. BC's Quest for Tires. I could not tell you how many hours I put into that on my Commodore 64 back in probably about 1984. BC is one of my favorite comic strips of all time. Love it. Oh, here. Commodore 64C Introductory audio tape. That is so cool. It's going to teach you about the 64C with an audio tape. I love it. So Super Scramble, ATV, Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. They're the modern Stone Age family. From the town of Bedrock, they're a place right out of history. Yes, that's how old I am. Now, table tennis here. I want to know the story about the cover photo on here. That's, shall we say, awkward. Let's see. Turbo 64, World Cup Soccer. That is a soccer game, in case you guys have never heard of the game soccer before. There's a couple of these. These are Toolbox Tapes. These look like they have some productivity and creativity software. This one's a typing tutor, which is kind of cool. There's also a music one, and then there's a graphics one in here too. SOS, never heard of it. It's Sylvester Stallone and RoboCop. Okay, now I'm confused. So we've got Sylvester Stallone and RoboCop, and a couple other guys on here. What do they have in common? Blaze Out. Okay, it's a compilation. Okay, I'm trying to think of a game that had Sylvester Stallone and RoboCop in it. Not that that wouldn't be a great game, but yes, they're all separate games. Love it. Sarsarin, Kickstart 2, Kokotoni Wilf. Okay, another one. We need to know about the designer of this cover art for this. That's unique. More Sylvester Stallone action. Can't go wrong with a Sly Stallone. Here's one. Junior Maths. Now, I think this is Pirates versus Snowmen. I mean, we've all heard of Pirates versus Ninjas. Popular meme back in the, was it, late 90s, early 2000s. This must be Pirates versus Snowmen. I think the Pirates might win. Gangster, Toolbox, Image System, Army Days. You know, there is so much here. I just have absolutely no idea what I'm going to start with first. Which one of these tapes I'm going to start with. Oh, yeah. Oh, excuse me, slipped. Oh, how'd that get there? A sizzling game of chance. Settle in for an evening of scintillating strip poker with two gorgeous opponents, Susie and Melissa, each with their own style of play. The more you win, the more they take off. Realistic graphics enhance the gameplay. Look at that, those 8-bit hotties. Just can't get enough. Where's that tape drive? You're going in there. And my friend Paulee sent me a letter too. Dear Mayor, crossed out Douglas, I hope this letter finds you well. This package includes the following: an amount of C64 software in standard cassette cases, a number of C64 games in larger, luxurious cardboard boxes, and they are luxurious. A C64 light gun, untested. We're going to test that. 2 C64 cassette discs, untested. 1 boxed. Bonus item: a copy of UK magazine Retro Gamer, an issue where the C64 is a prominent focus. That's this, and I'm looking forward to reading it. I've never read a Retro Gamer. I hope that you enjoy unboxing and testing the software. Perhaps the collection will make a good fodder for one of your 10-minute videos. And see, Paulie knows they're only 10 minutes long, never a minute longer. If the cassette decks need some TLC, I recommend sending them to Rapid Rod Whitney. I believe the name originated from his adventures in car racing as a young man and nothing to do with his bedroom performance. Either way, he's a genius with his stuff. Thanks for everything, Paulee Alex Bow. And thank you, Paulee. I really appreciate it, and you'll have your Zorro card quite soon. And on another note, these are all coming from England, so they're all going to be PAL games. Now, right now, all of my Commodore 64 equipment is NTSC. I'm curious to see how they react. They'll probably load up okay, but just play at the wrong speeds is what I'm guessing. But I think they'll work. I do need to get a PAL Commodore 64. I just need one for my collection. But in the meantime, I'm going to investigate how to take the tape images themselves and allow those to be played on my Commodore 64 Mini or my Commodore 64 Maxi from Retro Games Limited, because both of those will play PAL games just fine. And I know there's a way to do it, I just haven't done it too much. Huge thanks to Paulee for this. This is fantastic. I'm going to have a lot of fun going through this stuff. Big thanks to my patrons, who are absolutely wonderful, and you can see them scrolling down the screen right now. I appreciate everything you guys do to help me out. If you're interested in becoming a patron, pop on over to patreon.com/10mark. You can find all the information there. Thank you, everybody. Please like and subscribe, and let me know if you want more Commodore 64 coverage. I haven't been doing a ton. I'd love to do about one episode a month, but you know, I've just been so busy with my Amiga stuff and everything else with life. Let me know if you want more Commodore 64 stuff, and I'll put a little more effort into getting them done more frequently. But until next time, this is Doug from 10-Minute Amiga Retrocast, off to play some cards with Susie and Melissa.